live life before it lives you. I always say, don't take a single moment for granted, because before you know it, you'll be 50, 60 years old and wondering what happened. What did I do the past 30 years?
Stu Anima here, my co-host. As always, he's the man. He's Brand J. Thomas.
Good. How you doing, Stu?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well as always, man. Good to see you.
Good. We have a special guest in the building. He's an actor. He's a producer. Chase Crawford is in the building. Clap it up. He is in the building. He is here. In the building.
Live studio audience.
Live studio audience, yeah. Look at our live studio audience in the building. Good. Oh, man. How you doing, man?
Good, man. You know, just taking in some football today.
Yeah.
Really relaxing. Had some meetings this morning, but hoping that the Patriots pull out a victory over the Steelers.
Please, I really hope so. Can't let the Steelers win. That would be terrible.
If they win, we have to cancel the show for the rest of the month.
For the rest of the year. It's over. It's been canceled.
Exactly.
What if they win the Super Bowl, though?
Oh, well, I'm moving out the country.
Okay.
Probably to India. That's the first country that came to my mind.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go around. Who's our Super Bowl predictions matchup, and who's going to win it? I'll go ahead and have you start.
All right, well, since Atlanta already won today, I'm going to guess Atlanta versus the Patriots.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
I'm going to do we need to guess a score?
Score, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do Patriots 35. The Falcons I can have. Let's go with 23.
35-23.
And Tom Brady will retire after the game. Bold prediction.
Is he that old?
He's old.
He ain't going nowhere.
Jimmy Garoppolo
I'm going to go with the Falcons. I hate to say this. And unfortunately, I just know it's going to happen. It's going to be the Falcons versus Steelers.
What?
It's going to be that. Even though I don't want it to be that way. Let's just face it.
They're down right now.
It doesn't matter. You know how Ben is. He don't get sacked. So it'll be
that's true.
The Steelers will win the Super Bowl, unfortunately, 34-28. I just wouldn't be surprised if that
I rebuke that.
just go ahead and be prepared for it. So if it happens,
here's what it's going to be. It's going to be Patriots versus the Falcons. Patriots 24. Falcons 21. Field goal to win it.
I won't be surprised.
Field goal to win it.
In OT or in the fourth quarter?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Actually, I think it's going to be 24-21. I think the Falcons are going to have a field goal to tie it. It's going to get blocked in the fourth quarter. It's my prediction.
Okay.
Well, shout out to Muhammad Sanu. We see you. This is what happens.
When you get free. From
when you get a chance to leave the dreaded city of Cincinnati, then you're free.
Peace of mind now.
So we hope that you get that ring, man, because the Bengals should learn from that lesson that pay your players, or they'll pull a Corey Dillon. It is what it is. But we're here with Chase Crawford, 20 years old.
Yes, sir.
Doing some big things. You're an actor, producer, a husband, a father, from Monroe, Ohio. Home of the Outlet Mall. Gotta go shopping.
Oh yeah, and the Big Butter Jesus.
Yep. Solid Rock Church. So just at a young age, you got into the film industry. Beginning to act. First of all, what inspired you to even go that route? And what have been some of the ups and downs of just going that journey, like being an actor?
Yeah. So inspiration definitely comes from. My mom and my dad both worked in the news. My stepmom works in the news. So kind of seeing them do their thing day in and day out and be happy and get to live their dreams, that was really inspirational to me. So that kind of led me to want to be a producer. Through that interest, it kind of led me to acting. And there have been a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, the downs come whenever you don't get a role or something doesn't necessarily go your way. But there's a lot of ups too. I had a film in Sundance. I had a film in TIFF. Just had a film get done playing in Portugal and Spain. So, there have been bigger win. It's always you always want bigger mountains and smaller valleys. So that's kind of just riding the waves and seeing where it takes me.
That's what you got to do. And being an actor, I already understand. My brother's in musical theater. He lives in New York, and there are times when he has casting calls and he gets the show, and then there's times when he doesn't have it and he has to serve in New York, just to make a living. But it's a beautiful career path. You get a chance to, travel the world on somebody else's dime. They're paying for everything. You get just to meet a lot of people, and that's inspiring. So honored to definitely have somebody, of your caliber on the show. The first in the entertainment industry that's an actor, I believe, that we've had. So I have my favorite actors, but who would be some of your favorite actors that, you looked up to? Shout out to Denzel.
Hey. So let's see. Growing up, Will Smith.
Oh my goodness, clap it up.
Yeah, hey.
That's actually. I was going to say that's my favorite actor. Will Smith is amazing.
Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness. One of the best performances I've seen.
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
Yeah, some of your favorite movies too.
Yeah, some of my favorite movies. All right, I'll go down the list. So I really liked Aaron Paul in Breaking Bad. It's a different character than he's ever played before, and I really enjoyed watching that show. James Franco in general, not only as an actor but as a business, he has his own production company. He writes, he produces, he kind of has his hand in many different things. So I mean, not only is he a great actor but a great entrepreneur. I mean, those are some of the guys that I've been looking up to, and hopefully one day I get to work with them and collaborate with them, and hopefully have success with them. That's I think what the end goal is.
Got to start somewhere, and I know you landed a role in the James Franco and Nick Jonas inspired film GOAT. Was that your first film, or tell us about like the other films you've maybe been in? But was that the first one?
Yeah, that was the very first film. I know I told you guys this story. I went to the callback to be a frat brother, and ended up in a violent game of Red Rover where my nose started bleeding. Got sent home. Got an email a couple weeks later asking if I'd be interested in this role, where a guy gets initiated into one of the other fraternities on campus, and they ended up shaving my head, and it was a crazy experience, but it really just propelled things to where they are now and opened a lot of doors, and sometimes doors are only cracked and you just gotta like kick them down.
Did you ever hesitate at all signing up, or was it like something like, I'm definitely going to sign up for this?
Never. Yeah. There wasn't a single time where I thought, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I should, stick out my days at whatever job I was working at then, and just kind of, be. I've always aspired to be above and beyond the normal standard for everything, pretty much. I've always tried to work harder and have lead by example with my work ethic. So I think that those things just kind of pushed me to take every opportunity and make the most of it.
See, that's just taking advantage of your opportunity, and I always say, opportunity is, made up of like 4 different components: being at the right place at the right time, which, being in place. A lot of people don't even get there because they're like, you know what, there's probably going to be a lot of people there. I might as well not even sign up or whatever for the casting call. It's going to be a bunch of people there. What would make them pick me? All of these different things, they talk themselves out of it. And if you would have did that, you would have never ended up, knowing that you would have been in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have never known. And then being prepared, I think, is the third component, And so how is that preparation, being an actor? How do you prepare? How do you work on your craft day in, day out?
Yeah, so I went to school for media production at Butler Tech. That really provided me with a lot of opportunities to grow my skill set and really just overall know what went on and what went into making a film. From there, took some acting classes, went to some improv classes, work with a dialect coach so I can learn different dialects and keep growing my skill set. And just throughout doing all of those things, it's given me the best opportunities and made me prepared for whatever comes my way.
Right. Because acting, man, I love acting. I love, film because it's like being an actor, you have to be really you have to dive into your character.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you have to shave your head. Some people are like, what? You know, I'm not doing that. You know, so they miss their opportunity.
So you got to gain weight in some
yeah, sometimes you got to gain weight, lose weight. Sometimes you got to get ripped, and it's like, oh man, you know. So it's more into it. Like Will Smith, I seen an interview by him, and he would sometimes go and meet with people who are like homeless, or meet with somebody who is his character, and then dive into it and learn from them. And it's just so much preparation that people don't see.
Yeah.
You know, before you get the Oscar. You know, before you get the Oscar, before you walk on stage, it's like you don't. If only you knew what I had to do to walk this stage and have this Oscar, you wouldn't think that it was, you know, too amazing. You know, you would see all of the hard work. But the fourth component that I always see is being willing. I think a lot of people are capable, and you know, this is something I tell my 7th grade basketball team, because I coach basketball at Walnut, and something I always tell them is there's a lot of people who are capable, you know, a lot of people who have the skill set, but when it's time for the game, they don't take the shots that they are capable of making because they're with probably fear. Most of the time it's fear. Nobody wants to miss and be laughed at or anything like that.
That was me.
Yeah, you know, so a lot of us have that, you know, that Jay experience that we've all experienced, especially as athletes. And so as an actor, how do you get past that fears that when you're trying to get the role and they're looking at you, you have to say the lines, that you don't freeze up, and you know that you're capable. You've been preparing. So how do you get past that?
I think it's just that fear of normality. Like I don't want to go back to the everyday grind of just waking up and serving a big corporation that doesn't really care about you, and you know, paying your dues and working there for 40 years, and then, you know, getting to retire and going to Florida once a year, and you know, I just don't want to do that. That's why I'm doing this. And I think that whenever I show up to these auditions, it's just kind of like, this is what I chose. I'm going to go in there and do what I know I can do. And I'll admit it, sometimes I've gone in there and I've completely blown auditions, and other times I've gone in there and I've killed them, and I still don't get the role either way. Right. So at that point, it's how can I go in there, perform my best, and leave it in their hands. And you know, when I screw up, it's in my hands. When I kill it, it's in their hands, and they have to say no. Right. So that's really what I think drives me and motivates me each time I average. Yeah,
I like you, man.
You see, your back was turned when you were talking, but you couldn't see how hyped he got as you were talking about not wanting to be normal and all of that stuff, man. That was, but that's something we talk about all the time, which is
we're misunderstood millennials, man. Yeah, our generation, just as a whole, and just. It's a movement, for the people who are just different, you're not alone. So I get excited hearing that, just seeing that good, like you going after what you want to do, not what everybody else wants you to do. Yep. So that's the first step. But like Stu was talking about opportunity, and sometimes it just takes a special moment for you to break out. So what was your breakout moment for your career that people noticed you, or maybe it was from social media, or they saw you at a mall, or, everybody's different. So how did you get noticed?
Yeah, I would say my breakout moment happened the week before I started my senior year in high school. I got a call from the marketing team at Taco Bell, and they wanted me to be in an ad campaign promoting their new Doritos taco that they were releasing.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I know. It was great. I got like all I could eat tacos, and it was a great deal. And after that, it was just surreal because my mom, I was raised by my mom. It was me, my mom, my sister. My mom had never been to California. When I got that role, they flew me and my mom to California. They put us up in Beverly Hills. That we had a private driver. Like to me, that moment was insane. That one, not only was I able to, in a way, provide my mother an experience that she may have never been able to have, but two, that the work that I was putting in high school and just like making YouTube videos with my friends and working on my craft was paying off, and people were noticing. I think that was kind of the breakout moment for me.
Gotta be ready. And, besides that, you have the entrepreneurial spirit. So I read that you had minority ownership with, you got to help me pronounce
Skylino.
Skylino, yeah.
Seattle based. So how did that start?
Yeah, so
how did you get involved with it?
Yeah, so that started. I saw their campaign on Kickstarter, and I really liked what they were doing. They wanted to do an ad campaign with me on my Facebook page, make a video about their product, and really just talk about how cool it was. I mean, they make custom artwork out of old vinyl records, so it really saves the vinyl records from going to a landfill, and it gives people a unique piece of art. After that, I continued conversation with them, and there were talks of bringing me onto the team. And at the beginning of the year, we made the deal official, and it's been great ever since.
That's what's up. Yo, shout out to Seattle,
yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bring the Sonics back. Bring them back. Shout out to Ray Allen. Man, I used to love watching them. They got rid of them. Here's what it is.
Hey, Kevin Durant was a Supersonic for 1 year, wasn't he?
He was for 1 year. He was a Supersonic for 1 year. And now he's part of the great dynasty of the Golden State Warriors.
The Golden State Monstars. The Monstars. So.
Oh, hater. It
is what it is. But, man, you're doing some big things. So you were featured in the Huffington Post.
Yep.
How did they, get in contact with you? How did you feel when you're like, wow, like, I'm getting featured with the Huffington Post? Like,
because that's major.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's major.
Yeah, so doing what I do, media, people always contact me. A lot last year, I got contacted by numerous media outlets wanting to do stories with me, and none of them really felt like the right fit for me. I wanted the article to be about me, and a lot of the publications wanted to really pull an angle on like the teen parent thing, because that's clickable and that's trendy for them, and that's not really what I wanted to do, and I had the power to do it the way I wanted to do it. So when the right opportunity came along with the Huffington Post, and they just wanted to do a profile on me and kind of talk about what I've been doing, that just felt like the right fit for me, that they cared more about me and less about what group I could fit into to push to their audience.
Right. See, that's amazing though, because that shows you don't have to take everything that's dished to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to just accept any opportunity that comes towards you. Especially when it's not what you want to be seen as.
Yeah.
You don't want that to be, like you said. A lot of people will use you to try to put you out there like, okay, it'll fit this group and that group, and that's how a lot of things end up getting misinterpreted.
Yeah.
A lot of people become misunderstood. So I think that's amazing. So clap it up for that. That's amazing.
And I just want to add on to that. There's nothing wrong with being a teen parent. I grind every day, and I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my family. It's the most beautiful thing that you can ever have. But just to be stigmatized as one characteristic of your life when you do so many things. To me, I was kind of offended when these companies were like, "Oh yeah, let's do an article about this teen parent overcoming all these obstacles." Exactly. Yeah. It's like that's great and all, but if you look at the profile of things that I'm doing, there's a bigger story there.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I mean, your test has to be a testimony.
Yeah,
because there's another teen out there that maybe there was an unwanted pregnancy, or they have no idea they're going to be a parent, and they're going to be confronted with those stereotypes, and they're like, okay, how can I overcome, feeling this emotions of being misunderstood when nobody understands what I'm going through. But when they have somebody like you, they can look up to, that, okay, if he could do it, I could do it. Right. So like you said, like, if you were in that situation, then you just own up to it and just make it happen. And that's what you did.
So how has that inspired you? How has that motivated you with what you're doing? 'Cause I know it has. I know it has for sure.
Let me tell you something. When you have a kid, every day you look at them and you want them to have the best life possible. And when I wake up every day and I look at my daughter, it just inspires me. It's like she's so young and her life can be so good if I just work one more hour today, if I work 2 more hours tomorrow, if I do so much more than I'm already doing, her life, one day she will benefit from it. And I mean, yeah, having a kid has been one of the most inspirational things that's happened to me. And yeah.
You had a kid at what age?
19.
And you got married
when I was 18.
18, so a husband and a father.
Yep.
Doing it at a young age, doing it big. So, just when you're married, everything is one, and you're providing for, your wife. So tell us about how y'all met.
Oh man. So, there's this little app, starts with a T. Some of y'all might use it. It's called Twitter. Not Tinder.
I was about to say.
Yeah, not Tinder, but we did meet on Twitter. We had some mutual friends. I saw someone retweet her, and I was like, she cute.
Slid her DM.
Yeah. So
did you talk to her first, or she talked?
Oh yeah. I think my first message to her, I was just straight up. I was like, "You are beautiful." And
hold on. So ladies, open those DMs.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Prince Charming is about to slide into your DMs if you just let him. He will. What happened? She'll give you that R bomb. She'll leave you on red.
It's a numbers game, man. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You gotta go through 10 no's to get a yes.
Hey, exactly.
Oh,
yeah, but the more of the story, it goes down in the DMs.
Hey.
Nah, you open those DMs. So that's what's up, man. Social media has changed the game. Like, our generation. Hold on. Our generation has literally
this is funny.
It's shifted. You got people meeting on Tinder, Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been special women in my life that I met from IG.
Yeah.
So it happens. But
ain't no shame in that either. People want to hate all they can that hey, you met your girl on social media. Like, why don't you get out there and hit the bricks and go look for someone at the club? And it's like, what
First
better
of all,
is the club than social media?
You're not
like
meeting your girl at the bar or the club.
Yeah.
That's fake. If that happened, I wouldn't want to meet my wife there. But it's different. Back in the day, you could just ask a woman out. Nowadays, like, people are just using social media. And speaking of social media, like, the problem is with some people in our generation. Shout out to videographer Kona J. He had shared a video with me about millennials on how a guy was talking about how we seek instant gratification from likes and followers, and it's like I think the word was like endorphin, like the same amount of energy we get from that the chemicals we would get from drugs. And I found it so interesting that people are so addicted to it. So you got women now, guys that want to get followers just to get validation to look like they're a celebrity. The goal is not to look like you're winning. You actually want to win.
Right.
So with you, you've done that. So how do you use social media as a tool in a positive way and to actually promote your brand versus just seeking validation from everybody else?
Yeah, so the thing about having validation on social media, it's very dangerous to get into that game because then you try to please everyone.
But hey, I got 300 likes.
Hey, yeah.
But I got $3 in my account.
Exactly. So, like, to me, I always see these people posting up with things that I know they can't afford. I know them personally, and like I see them post a picture of, maybe they leased a new Mercedes-Benz or something. I'm like, I know you can't afford that, but they're doing it to flex on people. So it's like, who are you stunting for?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing out here? You're looking like a fool.
Yeah. You can't cheat the grind, man. And not everybody is not what they supposed to be.
Exactly. Can we quote that?
That was amazing.
That needs to be like one of the Gary V's inspirational.
Yeah.
Not everybody what they supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gary V,
Yeah, shout out to him.
guess what?
What's up?
Tell him. He doesn't even know.
Gary V tweeted a winky face at me. I proved it to this man right here. It's I love Gary Vee and I love his grind, and I definitely see him as a inspiration, and he's done a lot of great things in the entrepreneurial
He
world.
comes up in every show.
Every show. Almost every show he comes up.
That's crazy.
I know.
We got to
Gary
keep the
Vee,
streak alive.
Come through. We waiting on you.
We waiting on you to show Gary.
We'll come to New York if we have to. So
If you have to, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if he have to. Yeah, no.
my brother lives there, so Jeremy, I'm sleeping on your couch. I'll be there for sure.
But yeah, speaking of people like that, what kind of, because you're also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And we talked about the different actors and all of those that has inspired you. But what about entrepreneurs? What kind of, what different entrepreneurs do you look up to that you surround yourself with, maybe watching their videos or reading books or stuff like that?
Yeah, well, obviously I look up to Gary Vee a lot in the way that he's vested himself in multiple brands, VaynerMedia, the sports management company he has, managing artists. Really just building a business out of himself.
Right.
In terms of personal branding, I really like what Kanye West does. He's one of the best at plugging his brand no matter what he's doing.
Yeah.
Obviously I think you brought up Kris Jenner earlier in our conversation. I think she does a good job at what she's trying to do. It's not necessarily what I would do though if I were in that situation. But, to each their own. Yeah. She's had great success in it. And they got a Kimoji app, and, they got all the game. They got all the games and apps and everything you could ever want.
They smart, though. You got to give it to them because, it's like they're everywhere. They got apps, they got all these different things. Everywhere you go, they're there.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's good. Though.
Exactly. Ronnie Feig from Kith. Okay. Really big fan of his. Just the way that he's been able to brand Kith and collaborate with all of the he's literally, I think he's done a collaboration with every big shoe brand, hasn't he? Yeah, just about. So I mean, he just opened Kith Aspen. He really takes a lot of time and puts a lot of effort into even the minute details of his product launches and his store launches. And I really like that he's gotten up to the level where he's at, but he still takes time in the small details because it's his brand and he wants to own everything about it.
Right. And you see, I read you have an article on the Huffington Post like we mentioned before, and I saw that you talked about personal branding.
Yeah.
So talk about that. How, because a lot of people don't get it, man. Whether you're an artist, a music producer like Kona J, entrepreneur like Jay Thomas, anything that you're doing, you've got to have a personal brand.
Yep.
So talk about how can somebody start building their personal brand, taking it to the next level with whatever they're doing, even athletes.
First thing you can do is just take it seriously. Treat yourself like a business, and other people will start to see you like one. Where that starts is your bio. You want the bio is the first thing. New people that come to your profile, that's the first thing that they see. You want it to be strong, and you want it to be 2 sentences long. Can we quote that and put it on
strong
a Gary
and
Vee?
2 sentences long? Gotcha.
Yep. No one thought that was funny. I need a fake audience laugh or something.
What we got to put a laugh thing into the background.
Yeah.
I
thought you were being serious. So
hey, no, I was being serious. It was serious / funny.
Serious / funny. It was. Yeah. I got you.
So after the bio, treating yourself like a business, and then just focus on your content and make sure that it's all consistent with your brand and what it stands for.
Thank you. Content. I always say that. Quality
I make it sound
quantity.
like it's so simple, but for some people it's really hard just to grasp that those small things are much harder to do and carry out than people say that they are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I know a lot of people, they want to be this thing, or they want to be this. Then you go to social media and you're like, are you sure? Is this what you really are? Is this what you're representing?
Yeah.
You have all this different stuff. Some people put crazy stuff, especially athletes. If you're a college athlete, a high school athlete, especially if you're trying to go to college to play, you don't want to have any crazy stuff on there.
Yeah.
Colleges look and they're like, oh, I'm not sure about his character, or you want to be whatever you want to do. Your social media has to be consistent, because in business nowadays, shout out to Gary Vee, social media, man, is crucial.
Yeah, it is.
It's crucial.
You're 100% right.
That's how we all met.
Yeah.
My nonprofit was started from social media. Yeah. Our clothing line grows from social media. Everything. my personal business, social media is huge. So, I mean, you've done ads, you've done ads for Samsung, Taco Bell, Uber, and Acura. So, how did social media even play into that, and what did you do for those companies?
So, like in the social influencing realm, companies look for someone with an audience and a big reach, and someone who has a good personal brand. So since I focus on personal branding, I would hope that I have a good personal brand. And these companies that work with me, they agree, they love it. I'm real with people. I post pictures of me and my family. I don't really flaunt material things. I'm just a real person who lives a real life,
right.
And they like that. It's real and genuine to their fan base. So, Acura, me and my friend Tommy, we went to the release of the NSX out at Sundance last year. Samsung sent us on a private helicopter ride and a private snowmobile trip.
Gotcha.
Uber, we did promotion really back almost when they were first getting big, back in 2013. And they, I just tweeted every time I was in an Uber. And just that's how they grew. They got these ground level influencers to really just push their product.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of Uber, I saw an article. I don't know if y'all knew, but Uber is they're officially the largest transportation company. They don't own a single car.
Wow.
Airbnb, the largest hotel business. They don't own any houses. Amazon officially passed up Walmart as the largest retailer.
Wow.
So my point is the game has changed. Entrepreneurship, it's the same core basis, because you can't really teach entrepreneurship. To me, that's a hustle spirit you just got to have. It's not the major. It's just you going out there and doing it. So with that being said, millennials are changing the game, how we're building, all these apps and, all these different businesses. So it's just amazing to me that literally that Uber has changed the game, that you literally are on an app and you don't have to call a taxi anymore, stuff like that. So it's just a fun fact.
And that people can work for themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People can work for themselves out of their car whenever they're done with their normal job, or they can work whenever they want, make their own schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole concept of it is really great. That's the whole concept of Airbnb. People can rent out their extra rooms.
They're changing real estate.
Exactly.
Too. You don't have to go to real estate school or get in as much overhead to make money. In real estate, you can literally rent out the place you already have.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so they changed the game with that, and they made travel more affordable. For people who maybe aren't, they don't have the luxury of having a timeshare in a travel club or knowing about other travel companies that help. Airbnb is doing that, so people can actually stay somewhere. So Airbnb actually stands for air, bread, and breakfast. For those who don't know, so
It stands for what?
Air, bed, and breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. The goal in mind was to, people wanted a place to stay, and they were like, let's create this app and have that, and people can rent out their homes. So it's a cool concept. So shout out to Airbnb.
Yep.
Amazing.
And,
Innovation.
Innovation. Evolve or get left behind. Don't be like Blockbuster.
Oh, man. Don't be like Blockbuster.
Don't be like Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to other millennials wanting to aspire to get into the entertainment industry, or to be an actor, or to, get their name out there?
Man, I would say live life before it lives you. I would say don't take a single moment for granted, because before you know it, you'll be 50, 60 years old and wondering what happened. What did I do the past 30 years? Wake up every day with that mindset that you're going to be the best that you can possibly be. And I think that you won't regret a single thing.
Exactly. Yep. You don't want to have no regrets, like Lecrae said.
Yeah.
He has a song about that. So what are some fun facts about you that people may not know?
Ooh, fun facts about me.
Fun facts.
I played soccer for 4 years in high school.
You went to what high school?
Monroe High School.
Monroe High School.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. Fun facts. I'm not good about this. I need to work on this. I have a younger sister named Hannah.
Okay.
I have a younger brother named Cash. And
Cash?
and I have a younger sister named Noah. And my younger brother Cash was actually born on a Lifetime television show called One Born Every Minute, a reality show about newborns in hospitals. Yeah. I was not, but he got his start earlier than me.
Right, he got his debut earlier. Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's real cool.
And now we're in 2017. You know, new year. You did some awesome stuff in 2016. But what are some projects being slated to release this year? Any films or anything you want to tell people about that to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so I shot a movie called Boy Band last October with the Levinson brothers. One of them writes for The Tonight Show, and the other makes commercials and stuff for companies. We filmed. It was a comedy movie. We filmed it actually in Dayton, and that should be out sometime this year. I just actually signed on to do interviews with a company called Life Backstage. So they're the media partner with a group called Prime Social Group. They put on music festivals in Ohio. So I'll get to interview some of the artists through that for their Facebook and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, just partnered with some guys up in Dayton to put together some new series ideas. And I don't know if I can tell you anything else about what's going on, but
gotcha,
there's one more big thing, and I'll come back on when I can make the official announcement.
Okay, cool. We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back with the announcement.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
For sure. You got anything else too?
Yeah, I always like to ask our guests, because, and I think I know the answer. Maybe I don't though. But I like to ask our guests, what is their why? Like, what wakes you up in the morning? Like, all right, going back at it, working on my craft again.
Yep, you already know. It's my little girl.
Yeah,
it's that 2-year-old bundle of joy who wakes up. It's Cambry. Yep, and man, she's the pride. She's my pride.
Yeah.
I wear a little shirt with her face on it if I could, but I don't know if that go too over. I don't know if that go over too well with what's her name from Fashion Police. I don't even know. They have that show on E where they judge people's outfits.
Yeah,
I forget her name, but I don't
she
think
might
that
not
like
approve.
that.
Yeah. Nah. That's cool though, man. I figured, and because accountability, man. When you know somebody's counting on you, it just makes you work a little bit harder. It a lot of people quit because they don't have no accountability. Nobody's counting on them. Nobody's calling them.
My wife holds me accountable. She's good at holding it down and making sure that yeah, exactly. She's good at she's the one that holds me accountable. She gives me a lot of drive too. She really I wouldn't say that she's my hype man, but she's always been the one that's been in my corner saying, I believe in you. You can do whatever you want. And we just have a bond. I think that's unbreakable, and I think
your wife,
that's
critical.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Finding a woman that does that supports you and that believes in you.
Yeah, I mean, I can truly say that we're best friends, which I think is the pinnacle of any marriage. So I think she does need to step up her putt game, because I'm not gonna lie, I beat her with a child strapped to my chest one time.
Oh man.
But I'll cut her a little slack for now.
Yeah, that's awesome though, man. That is awesome. It's so crucial. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah,
a lot of people do not have somebody that literally is on their side rooting for them in their corner.
Yeah,
and so also I like to ask people this question as well. When it's all said and done, no more acting, no more producing. What do you want people to say? Chase Crawford. I almost said it wrong. Chase Crawford was
awesome. I just think that I want them to think that I was awesome, and I made the most out of every opportunity, and maybe even happy. I think Chase Crawford was happy if I did everything with a smile on my face and joy in my heart, and made the most out of every opportunity. I think that would be a great way to go down. I don't know. What do you think? If they said, you are?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Never had somebody revert the question back. If I had to think, if I had to, he was.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
That is a hard one. Dang, he got me. I never really thought about it.
I've been interviewed a lot of times, and that was the hardest question I've ever had to answer. He hit me with that.
It is a tough one, though. It is a tough one. The question that I always ask our guests, at the end of it all, what would you want people to say?
He asked you it back.
He asked me back. So Stu Animal was
a believer.
Okay.
Teamwork. He helped me out. Good. A believer. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
But you know what? Also, it was funny is we had a guest, Ashley Towns. That was our last guest. She's an author, and really, what she said, I think that's what I would want mine to be as well, and that's a game changer. A game changer. And so the thing, I talked to my players about this the other day, and I told them a lot of times a game changer might not be someone who gets the applause, that gets the credit, that's known, that gets to be seen. Sometimes a game changer is like a janitor. They're a game changer for every company because they have to clean everything up. They know who was at the office late. They know all these different things. They have the keys to all the doors and all these different things. And you don't think of it like that. They don't get the applause. They don't get the recognition. They don't have the followers. But they're game changers. And so at the end of the day, I feel like I would want people to say, man, Stu, he was a game changer.
Man, I never thought about it like that with the janitor.
Yeah.
Opened my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's the same thing with sports. I told my players, you might not get all the points. You might not get the oohs and the ahs, but you might dive on the floor. Mm-hmm. You might take a charge. You might box out, get the rebound, and you will change the game. You'll be a game changer. And a lot of times with game changers, you don't know that they're there until they're gone. Mm-hmm. When they're gone, you're like, oh, shoot. I didn't even realize how much he was a game changer. But now that he's gone, it's like, shoot, he did all these different things that we didn't even pay attention to, but it affected us in a way that is just amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think I want to be seen as at the end of the day as a game changer. He changed the game. He changed it. For
sure. I think. Yeah, I think those are words to live by. Being a game changer, I still like to go down as awesome, or funny, or whatever I said. But because that was the best answer I could think of off the top of it. What would you be?
For myself, unashamed.
Unashamed. Okay.
He was unashamed. Good one.
Good.
Lecrae
reference. Yeah, that's Big Brother. We got a chance to meet him in Cincinnati. We went to his concert, but I would have said misunderstood because that goes with the misunderstood millennial movement. But unashamed is the same thing to me. Like, I was unashamed of who God called me to be and what my purpose was, and I wasn't afraid to be misunderstood.
Amazing. That's amazing. Clap it up, man. Chase Crawford is in the building. Amazing, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you, man, coming through, sharing your story and all that stuff, inspiring the millennials, man. And we always end with the great J. Thomas the Brand. He always ends with a quote, so we'll go ahead and let you do that.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, you were talking about the 40-40 plan, working 40 hours for 40 years of your life, retiring off for 40% what you made. But if that's what you want to do, cool. But I will say this, we all got a dream. And if you don't build yours, someone else will hire you to build theirs. This is a millennial believer.
Stu Animal with the great Chase Crawford. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.